LoreWarrior Online. OW-1 Owens. Overview. After analysing the results of the Raptor's manufacturing and operational tests, the DCMS authorised production of a full line of inner sphere Omnimechs. Amongst these new designs was an improved version of the Jenner. In a surprising move, the DCMS broke with tradition and christened this new Omnimech as the Owens. Inner sphere intelligence agencies were mystified by this radical departure from expected behaviour, and great effort was expended, only to discover that the Owens takes its name from an old Terran drinking song. Capabilities. The Owens' primary mission is that of a cavalry mech, screening and reconnaissance missions. The lessons from the Raptor are reflected in the design of the Owens. The modular weapons containers were standardised and perfected to allow weapons to operate with all future Omnimech designs. Of special note is the quantity of fixed electronics that the Owens carries, a C3 network, Beagle active probe and tag gear. With this array, the Owens can find and fix the enemy with indirect fire from supporting elements, while the main body moves against the enemy's flank. The Owens rarely engages and destroys the enemy directly, instead using its targeting and communication systems to assist heavier units in performing the task. The primary configuration uses small and medium lasers for self-defense, while LRM racks on the mech's arms offer suppressive fire in indirect support of other units in the lance or company. Configuration A replaces the LRM launchers with the highly efficient Streak SRM-2 and 2 machine guns and a small pulse laser. It makes it a dangerous opponent for conventional infantry. Designed for maximum punch at close range, Configuration B carries an SRM-6 launcher slaved to an Artemis fire control system and no less than 4 small lasers. Configuration C is armed exclusively with energy weaponry, making it well suited to extended operations. However, the single large and 2 medium lasers can overwhelm the Owens' single heat sinks. Inspired by the Combine's development of special NARC munitions, Configuration D pairs a NARC system with an SRM-4 launcher. Configuration E is another example of a loadout built around new Curitan weapons, in this case an MRM-10. 2 medium lasers, 1 a pulse model, round out this configuration. Deployment. The DCMS deployed the Owens in 3056, and now most frontline regiments have between a lance and a company of these versatile machines. The Owens has also appeared in service with the Com Guards, and the SLDF has access to the design before the collapse of the Second Star League. While the League lasted, other successor states were also able to acquire examples of this design. Notable mech warriors. Chewie Raymond Orr. Victory by any means is the tactical doctrine of the 2nd Deeren Regulars, and the principle has been taken to heart by Chewie Orr. A veteran of the campaigns against the Smoke Jaguars and Ghost Bears, Raymond uses the sophisticated electronics carried by his Owens to eliminate the enemies of the Dragon with ruthless efficiency. I mean, many people will know the Owens, but here we go. Mass 35 tons, chassis Al-Shane class 48 Omni, power plant is a Vox 280XL, cruise of 86, max 130, no jump jets, armour is Star Shield, armament 7 tons of pod space, manufacturer is Luthien Armour Works for the Omnimech production facility, and the primary factory is Luthien/DC LAW/OMPF. Communications is the Cypher Security Plus with C3 network, and targeting and tracking systems provided by Matabushi Sentinel with Beagle active probe and tag. So basically it runs walks 8, runs 12. It has 10 single heat sinks, which is important. Its structure and internals armor value is 9 on the head, 16 on the CT, 5 on the rear, 12 on the right and left torso, 4 on the rear with 10 on the arms and 15 on the legs. Other than that, though, yeah, configuration 2 LRM-5s with 2 small lasers and a medium on the primary configuration. Not bad for a 35-tonner. Certainly gives it a nice broad array of engagement. The head-mounted medium is good with the CT-mounted small lasers, which means even if the arms get damaged, it can still defend itself to an extent. It's got 24 shots for the LRM-5, so split between the two, it's a nice 12 rounds of fire. Configuration A is the one with twin Streak SRMs, 1 in each arm, with a pair of machine guns in the CT and a single small pulse. So yeah, that's your anti-battle armor, anti-infantry, sort of anti-vehicle. Not many. You wouldn't really put this up against tanks, but light vehicles it would do pretty good against. The B variant is a single SRM6 with an Artemis fire control in the right arm with 15 rounds of fire, and then it has a trio of small lasers in the left arm with another small laser in the head. Interesting asymmetrical build on that one, but good potential for high damage there. The C configuration is a pair of mediums in the right arm and a single large in the left arm. That one is probably the least effective, actually. I can understand that one, especially with the fact that the 10 heat sinks, coupled with, say, running for your 2 heats, and then you've got the 8 heat produced by that, you're only going to be able to fire the large, and depending on other environmental factors, ambient temperature and stuff, that one could be quite difficult to use. The D configuration is a single SRM4 with the NARC launcher. So a good fire support unit with the capability of being able to harass. Again, 6 rounds of fire for the NARC, 25 rounds of fire for the SRM4. And then, yeah, the MRM-10 with a medium pulse and a medium laser in the left arm, the MRM and the right arm. MRMs are very popular in games like MWO. Okay on tabletop. I mean, I actually have spoken to the guy who helped to sort of come up with the MRM system. And, we all... Well, I mean, I say we all. I rib him for it, because medium-range missile just sounds kind of silly. I don't know, maybe a different name could have been applied, but I don't dislike MRMs, they're fine. The idea of a kind of fast-firing SRM-type weapon with no lock-on. Yeah, it's okay. Again, another piece of artwork by Luce. The Owens looks great. It's a quirky-looking machine. It's got those big launcher arms on the side, and it's got its little Jenna legs, and it is reminiscent of the Jenna in some respects, but it is its own unique design. You can immediately tell an Owens from a Jenna. But I like the idea that this is like a natural evolution, let's say, taking the idea of for the Draconis Combine of taking the Jenna and then basically making a unit that kind of supersedes it in some areas. And then it's not to say that the Jenna would obviously fade out or not be used anymore. It's a highly popular machine, probably used by the Curetans way up into the more recent writings of the the Ill Clan era. But the Owens definitely has its place. It's obviously a mech that's known by many who played games like MechWarrior 3, the campaign mode, MechWarrior 4, with the multiplayer in that. It was always a mech that I think many of us hoped would have turned up if PGI had ever decided to do an Omni-Mech update for MWO. Sadly, never happened. The Owens definitely would have been one of the most requested, I imagine, had they brought that in. Even if they didn't bother to do the whole Omni-Mech thing, I would still be more than happy if they brought the Owens in as the primary configuration and that was the only one you could have. I'd be fine with that. Just make it like a one-off, a special. Pay like $15 for it, you get this one variant. Because, hell, you don't need 3 of the mechs anymore, do you? You just buy the skills. But yeah, the Owens, it looks great. It's a cool little mech, and I'd love to see a modern update of it in a game like MWO. So, it's fun. So, Owens, it's fun. It's great. It's nice. Cute little mech. And, quite versatile. So I'll leave you that. God bless. Have a good one. Bye-bye.